On your Pokemon journey through Kanto, there's 150 Pokemon that you could pick up, and here is my suggestions for the perfect team, so you can have a flawless victory not only with the gym leaders, but with the Elite Four. So I have to say, at the beginning, pick Squirtle. Now, a lot of people would argue Bulbasaur because he does resist more, but Squirtle will come in more handy, especially around the Elite Four, where he does not have as big a struggle as Bulbasaur will in the Elite Four. Now that you have your Squirtle and your water type, you do want to pick up your flying type pretty early. I always go for. And so for my flying type, I would have to say you need to get Spearow. Now Spearow I feel is way more powerful than Pidgey just early on, and a lot of people I've heard Doduo, but I feel like you get him way too late to be very viable for your team, and the Spearow early game will really help you with all the bug trainers and anything that you see, and you can go and pick up your Spearow at Route 3 right at the beginning. So also in Route 3, another teammate you need to be picking up is Nidoran male. Now you could do a female if you want a different move pool, but the male has a stronger move pool, so I would go for male. Now Nidoran male, he's just going to be a powerhouse, and you can actually evolve him before your second badge all the way if you want to, but I recommend holding off and checking out his move pool and evolving him around, you know, when his moves match up, because you don't want to miss out on a good move because you pre-evolved it. Now the next Pokemon you want to be picking up is in the Viridian Forest, and that is the staple Pikachu. Now hear me out, I say pick up Pikachu because you're going to need it for badge 2 when you're fighting against Misty. You're also going to need it just later on, and an electric type is going to come in very handy also to beat up any flying types you might encounter or anything. Now you don't really need it that bad for Misty since you resist it, but a Pikachu would just make it fly right through. And anything like the Zubats you're going to come in contact with millions of later, Pikachu will be able to knock him out no problem. Now the next Pokemon you're going to want to pick up will be a little bit later on down the road after Dark Cave, and that's going to be a Growlithe or a Vulpix. Depending on what game you're playing, you get either one, and I would say either one's a powerhouse. I would say Growlithe's the stronger one, but Vulpix can hold her own very well, and so either one would be a great pickup. And your final pickup, I would have to say, is down at the game corner. If you just pick up all the coins that people give you for free, and then you play a couple games, you can get that Abra, and Abra in Kanto is overpowered. When you have the Alakazam just melting down teams, it's fast and special attack, and there wasn't a lot that could really stop Abra in Gen 1. And the same could be almost said in Gen 3, where there's not too much in the game until the later game to really mess with you that hard. So that is my build up for a perfect team, but I do have some alternatives for you guys. So I would say, if you want a different water type, I would say pick up a Poliwag, because Poliwrath with the water fighting, a very unique typing, and can really help with a lot of things like ice types. Also, if you don't want Pikachu, you can pick up a Magneton or a Jolteon, but I do recommend the electric type because it is a lot more handy, I think, than picking up a grass type. Also, if you don't want the Spearow, you can pick up a Doduo, and that can be very powerful, especially with its Tri-Attack. Some other Pokemon you might want to switch out is Diglett for Nidoking, just because a Diglett will be able to be picked up right before Lieutenant Surge when you need it, and it's going to be around on par with the levels that you need, and you might be able to pick up the Doug Trio, which is pretty common to pick up that early, which would be great. The final substitution I would recommend would be a Ponyta for an Arcanine. It doesn't have the strongest learn pull, but it is pretty fast, and if you want it not a stronger powerhouse fire type, but you do want a fire type, I would say pick up Ponyta over Flareon. So that is my Kanto team for you guys. I hope you all enjoy, and I hope to see you all when we hit Johto.